Hi everyone. So there was a nice little thunderstorm that just blew through town. It took out power all over the place and there are limbs everywhere. So we're going to take a quick peek and see what kind of damage is done just in my neighborhood, because I noticed pretty much right away when I came outside that sure enough there was some damage done to our place. See that here in a second as we back up and begin to turn. We have a tree limb decided to come down on a corner of our house. You can see right here at the tree, it split clean off the tree. As we begin to drive here in town, you can see there are leaves and tree branches and tree limbs all over the place here. I'm going to make just a couple of turns and we'll stick in the immediate area. Someone's trash can blew away. Alright, so we've got quite a bit here going on, as you can see as we're driving here. Just debris everywhere. That large one on the right there was pretty massive. I'm going to get off the road here for a second. I'd like to adjust the view of the video so that we can see a little bit wider angle and be able to better see what's happened. I just noticed as we were turning the corner there that a fence had been blown over as well from the wind. Alright, so I've set us to wide view, and now we're also going to be using 60 frames per second since I'm moving. Hopefully that'll result in a clearer, smoother video for everyone. Apologize for the wipers and the fact that my windshield's not quite as clean as I like it to be on the outside or the inside for this matter. Oh my gosh. I mean, for a storm that just blew through in a matter of maybe 20 minutes, it just did an immense amount of damage to the trees in the area. I see a complete blockage in the road ahead. I'm hoping that I can get through the intersection up there. We'll see. I don't want to damage the car too much with this stuff. To the left we have a pretty good size of a tree that has come down, or at least part of a tree. Alright, so we're approaching the intersection. This would be 5th Street and Linden, and you can't go any further. The damage is too great. Alright, so we're coming back over now west on 5th Street in northwest Ankeny. About to pass Beechwood. And it doesn't look like I should try to drive up Beechwood. I see debris blocking the roads in both directions. After the storm's cleared and the rain has stopped, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a walk around so we can get a better idea of what the full extent is of this damage. Because there are just places I can't even drive right now. I'm at Applewood. I'm going to go ahead and keep on going west here. Applewood looks passable, at least to the north from 5th Street. Alright, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to keep going on 5th Street. I'll get a little closer just to see if I can get through. So here we are now. We're passing Westwood. Westwood doesn't look like it was damaged as bad as the other areas so far. So there is quite a bit of debris right in front of me. It looks like I can squeeze through if I pull up real close to the curb here. Just go slow. Wow, quite a bit of limbs here. Some big stuff. Alright, so we're still going west on 5th Street. Looks like there's a pretty good sized piece about a block further down from where we're at to the south. That's a nice bit of lightning we just saw directly in front of us. To our left, we have a really large limb or two that have broke off. I'm going to go ahead and take our turn so we can see what that looks like. Try to do this somewhat slowly without interfering with any traffic. It doesn't look like there is much traffic out here. So you can see right there's a good sized limb off that tree. To the left of us, there's a good sized limb on this tree that's been broken down. Alright, so now we're going south on Northwest Greenwood. We're just south of Southwest 5th Street at this point. Now we're passing Northwest 4th Circle and Northwest 4th Street, which is on our left side. There's a very significant breakage there at the corner of Greenwood and Northwest 4th Circle. All the while, our power is out here. Directly ahead of us, you can see that's completely unpassable. That's very significant breakage. So we're not going to try to go around that. I don't know where this tree came from, but there is a portion of a tree that is here. Oh, the whole tree snapped right out of the ground. Right at the base, okay. Similarly, right here, we're approaching the end of the block. There's pretty good sized pieces that broke down. Looks like this one may have bumped the car or just barely missed it and knocked down the street sign a bit. Alright, so now we're going to turn the corner. It actually looks like until we get about 2 more blocks further down, everything looks okay. We're passing Northwest 2nd Street here and Northwest Westwood. There's a little bit of lighting there just to the east of us, which probably couldn't be seen in the field of view here. Then there's another tree. Looks like it snapped off at the base. Someone's coming from the other direction, so let's let them pass. Wow. This is just nuts. Someone else is coming from the other direction. I recognize that person. Doesn't look like I'm going to be going through here anytime too soon. We have a lot of traffic. I guess the local gas station's closed. They must not have power either. That's a pretty large tree there on the ground. Actually 2 of them on that same corner look like they're about the same size. Both snapped right off at the base. Alright, we're taking a left turn now. We're returning to Greenwood. Now this is going to take us down to 1st Street, one of the main streets here in town. And instead of going back to the east, we're going to head west just a little bit more, simply because going east is probably not going to show us quite as much along the main road, I wouldn't think. There is a fence that was blown over, we just saw as we were making that turn. We're passing Cedarwood. First block or so of Cedarwood to the north looks okay. Here at Countrywood rather, we have a portion of a tree down on the left side. On the right side or north, there's quite a bit of trees. There's a fence down along the other side of the street here, the south side. We're going to go ahead and take a right up here on the street we're approaching. We'll be heading north on Urbandale. As we start to pitch toward the north here, I'm of course looking both ways for traffic, and as I do, I can see to the south several blocks and I see a few smaller pieces of tree that have been downed. Nothing serious there. Sorry, nothing too major, I should say, from what I can see. There's a large tree to the right of us over here that's been downed. Broke also right at the base. Looks like it was a pretty solid tree. I see some fence line blown in or blown over on the right side of us. That would be the east side. Also, some trees that have been snapped off there. We're approaching Northwest 5th Street. And again, we're not too far from the unpassable portion of that road, so we're going to keep going. The next street we'll be coming to is Northwest 9th Street. I'm going to take a right and see if we can get through here. This will take us back into the neighborhood where we started. Alright, so right away we see a tree snapped in half here. The school to our left, can't see too well in this field of view. It has some trees that have been damaged, but I don't see anything serious there. I noticed somebody's basketball hoop back behind us blew away, or rather blew over. Alright, so back on the left we have some school grounds. Again, there's some debris, small pieces of limbs and stuff there. I don't see anything large. I'm going to take us down this Northwest Park Lane. I believe this just wraps back around, comes back where we came in. So I'll come down this way and then we'll just turn around at the end and go back. I hear a little bit of thunder there in the distance, and sure enough, plenty more trees and debris down as we turn. I'm not going to go that way. I'll turn back to the left. Saw on the right side before we made our turn to the left that there was a truck with a tree setting in the back end of it, rather that fell across the back end of it. The corner past this red pickup, there's a small tree that has broken a few pieces. Also, that property is for sale. It's a nice looking house if anyone's interested. It's at Northwest 9th and Northwest Park Lane intersection. That'd be on the southeast corner of that intersection. Got some nice new landscaping at that house. Nice shed outside back. It's all in good shape. Everything actually looks pretty good except for a small piece of broken tree. There's a nice lightning bolt directly ahead of us there. Alright, not much to see right through this part, but we'll take a left here and go up Northwest Greenwood just a little bit to the north. See how far we can manage to go without running into so much debris we can't continue. Definitely a lot of damage in this neighborhood as well. Thankfully, most of what I'm seeing for the tree limbs and branches, it looks like the majority of them have missed the houses, or the larger parts of them have missed the houses in the area. To the right, we have one that looks like it just barely nicked the edge of the house. Probably did some damage to gutters and stuff, but it doesn't look like it did anything serious there. We're just now passing a street sign that I can't read. They might have to update that sign. Northwest 12th Street. Looks like some of Northwest 12th Street's already been cleaned up. To the right, by the apartments here, we have some trees that have been broken or downed. As we continue to go north, here's some people already cleaning up some tree limbs and debris. And we're going to take a right here on 14th Street. We can see that there's more debris ahead of us. We don't want to try to traverse that. We can avoid it. Alright, so Northwest 14th Street's going to wrap us back around toward Applewood again. So I'll just stay on this stretch until we get back down to where we're headed. Still some lightning off in the distance. I don't know if that's showing up very well in the footage here. Wow. The place on the left has a lot of damage. A very large branch, several large branches fell on the roof line of that house. I also saw some soffit just passed us, went off the screen as we were driving here. Now we're back to 12th Street, which has an interesting intersection to Beechwood, even though we were on 14th, and just some of the roads around here do that. Alright, so I'm going slow. As you can see, there's a lot of people out here assessing the situation. There's a lot of debris as well. The last thing I want to do is bump into somebody and cause a bad situation to be worse. Speaking of getting worse, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to go to the next intersection up ahead. There is a very large portion of a tree in front of us. So when we get there, we're going to end up having to turn around. Alright, let's turn around before we get there. Again, a bit more lightning. Doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime too soon. Pretty loud thunder there as well. Alright, it seems like I might have a challenge cut out for me trying to find a clear path back down to Northwest 9th Street. With any luck, I can find one. I'll take a left back here as we're approaching this intersection for Applewood Street. See if we can get back all the way down to Northwest 9th through here. Hopefully we can. Okay, as we approach the corner, I can see there's a small branch, well, still a good sized branch, parking, coming onto the road a little. Thankfully we can pass that. Okay, so this street here that we're approaching is Beechwood. I believe we should be able to take that and head south. There is a tree down, but I think we can get past the edge of this one. Okay, so we were able to make it past. That's a plus. Now, Beechwood is a street that we passed originally, and we had turned and went down Linden Street. So let's go ahead and head down Beechwood, see how far we can make it. Hopefully we can make it down to 5th Street, which is the next intersection. So we'll be able to make a turn. Looks like somebody has something to say here.
There's a whole tree down. You can get through it up there, but you gotta be really careful.
All right, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. The closer I got, the worse it looked.
All right, so we got some fair warning. He's right, there is a tree down, and that does not look very good. Oh, nice lightning. I believe that I may be able to get around this one without going off the road, but maybe not. Looks like I might have to climb the curb just a little bit. If anybody at 704 Beechwood is upset about it, I'll come and replant the grass here. think that I actually was able to keep my tires on the curb there, so hopefully we didn't cause any damage to the grass. But sure enough, there is a lot of debris here. Alright, so we're approaching 5th Street ahead of us. You can see the stop sign there through the fallen tree limb. Looks like we're going to have a similar situation. That one's pretty close to the edge of the road. Hopefully we can get around that without causing any issues. 2020 has been a hell of a year, people. I'm sorry. 2020 has been a heck of a year, people. Up the curb we go. Stay out just on the curb and back down. Alright, so as we had noticed earlier when we were crossing this intersection of Northwest 5th and Beechwood, we can see that there's more debris and down limbs ahead. I noted earlier that it doesn't look passable. I'm not going to go down there at this point either. We'll go ahead and return to where we started on Applewood near the corner of Northwest 9th and Northwest Applewood. And then we'll come back just in a little bit as the weather clears up some more and take a closer look on foot at some of these areas, see how things are looking. Blows my mind, to be honest with you. This morning it was clear and calm. It seemed like it was just going to be another hot day like yesterday was. And out of nowhere we started getting alerts about severe thunderstorms. Sure enough, they were right this time. It was a severe thunderstorm. Looks like the driveway's kind of blocked here, but just like with the trees, I think we can get around. There we go. Just up over the curb just a little bit. Promise I'm not trying to hit this person. Alright, so here we are at the corner of Northwest Applewood and 9th Street. You can see a tree limb laying on the corner of the roof here. I'm going to take a closer look just to see what this tree limb looks like. I'm not seeing any damage to the tree limb that I can tell. Yeah, we're hanging in there. No power like everyone else.
I saw that when it came down. I was like, oh no.
I heard it. I wish that I didn't. But sure enough, it does look like that's a pretty good sized break. Now the darkness up toward the top has me a little bit concerned, but hopefully the insurance won't have any problems with it.